Gus Dur decided to give me opportunity to edit his book, collection of article actually. The title is that Islamku, Islam Anda, Islam kita. Whenever I visited pesantren, many kiai, kiss my hand, which is unusual for Muhammadiyah, because I am Muhammadiyah never ever committed to that kind of tradition.
Good afternoon. I'm thanking all of you attending for the second book forum. And today's book forum, we would like to discuss newly published edited volume. The editor is here. One of them is Professor Komarudin Hidayat, our rector. This book is published by UIII Press, UIIU Press, UIIU Press, and collaboration with Mizan. And this book is actually to cover the three most important thinkers, scholars, and also activists of the Indonesian Muslim. Usually we categorize them as the progressive Muslim thinkers and activists. They are Nurcholish Madjid, the late Nurcholish Madjid. For those who are not familiar with Indonesian studies, Nurcholish Madjid was of the leading Muslim scholar promoting the issue of Islamic modernism and reformism in Indonesia. He was also a first person who promoted the importance of adopting secularization, not secularism, but secularization in the context of Indonesia. And the second important scholar that became the focus of this book was the late Abdurrahman Wahid. Abdurrahman Wahid was the leading figure of the largest Muslim organization in Indonesia, Nahdlatul Ulama. He was also former president of Indonesia 1999 until 2001. And the importance of Abdurrahman Wahid in the context of Indonesian Islam is his thought on what we call neo-traditionalist Islam, who combine between the classical source of Islam and also the modern idea of modernity. And many people who knows about Indonesian studies, I think, refer a lot when they are talking on progressive Muslim movement in Indonesia to these two Muslim thinkers. Last but not least, this book also cover Ahmad Syafii Maarif, Professor Ahmad Syafii Maarif, who was the former leader, the second largest Muslim organization, Muhammadiyah, we call Muhammadiyah, and he was graduated from Chicago University, was student of very famous Muslim reformist called Fazlur Rahman from Pakistan, I think, Fazlur Rahman from Pakistan. And Professor Komarudin Hidayat compile articles, chapters that focus on these three Muslim figures in Indonesia. And today we are very lucky because we have at least three authors of this article. One is Pak Syafi'i Anwar. The second is Pak Philip Vermonte, and the last one is I myself. I also contribute chapter here in this book, and we would like also to invite comments from Ibu Nina Nurmila. And I think maybe Pak Rector can give some kind of introduction. You will be speaking later. And for the first opportunity, I would like to give to Pak Syafii Anwar. Pak Syafii Anwar is very interesting figure because he is supposed to be the member of Muhammadiyah. So if we talk about Indonesia, we have two leading Muslim organizations, Nahdlatul Ulama. I follow Nahdlatul Ulama. Pak Syafii is the member of Muhammadiyah. But Pak Syafii in the eyes of Abdurrahman Wahid, Gus Dur, he has very privileged position. Gus Dur was asking him to edit his important piece and articles, and it was published in 2008-9. Yeah, the title is Islamku, My Islam, Islam Kita, Islam Your Islam, and Islam Our Islam. This is very important book of Abdurrahman Wahid at the time, and I think in this book Pak Syafii wrote about Abdurrahman Wahid, right? I'll give you about 10 until 15 minutes to talk about that kind of issue. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon to all of you, my dear student friends. Thank you, Pak Syafii, for giving introduction related to this discussion. First of all, I would like to convey my gratitude to Mas Komar, to our rector, who initiated this book, which is very, very important, because this book, in my perspective, something like a mapping the thoughts of very noted Islamic intellectual, Cak Nur, Gus Dur, and Buya Syafii Maarif. Of course, it is very, very important because this book show to us that those three intellectual, very, very, not only very, very, very good, very good perspective related to Islam itself, but also in terms of building something which is related to the inclusive approach related to Islam. That's why in this book, the title of my contribution to this book is that the three warriors of inclusive Islam and pluralism in Indonesia. It's mean that to be translated freely in Indonesian language, tiga pendekar Islam inklusif dan pluralisme Indonesia. That's my the title of my contribution. In this regard, of course, I would like to share with you all related to my engagement and then my relationship with the three, because this is my personal experience. In terms of Cak Nur, it's very, 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 very memorable for me, because he's not only my senior, my mentor, but also he was also my supervisor when I was doing my master degree in the University of Indonesia, Faculty of Social Science. It was Cak Nur who guided me related to the idea of Islam in Indonesia in general, especially related to political Islam. Cak Nur directly supervised my thesis, and then thanks God that finally I obtained a good comment from all the examiner. But in daily activities, I used to meet with Cak Nur, not only in terms of any issue related to his thought, but also related to political Islam in Indonesia. That's Cak Nur. Yeah, and the product of my relationship with Cak Nur, and then my thesis is that to be published by Paramadina with the title Pemikiran dan Aksi Islam Indonesia. Yeah, the thought and the action of Indonesian Muslim, published by Paramadina in 1995. That's about Cak Nur. But in general, we have very, very good relationship, yeah, personally and then intellectually. Second one is that, Gus Dur, as Shafiq told you all, that Gus Dur decided to give me opportunity to edit his book, collection of article actually. The title is that Islamku, Islam Anda, Islam kita. My Islam, your Islam, and our Islam. To be published, I forgot the year is that, but if I'm not mistaken, 2018 maybe, I forgot. Yeah, actually published by Wahid Institute. The interesting, event which I deal with Gus Dur is that when he trusted me in order to edit and then to collect and giving forward for his book, he told me that I decided to give you opportunity to you to edit my book because I know you are not only Muhammadiyah but you are also Nahdlatul Ulama. I thought at the time I was thinking that Gus Dur is joking. No, because you are Muhammadiyah but no better about Nahdlatul Ulama compared to any other Muhammadiyah activist like the others. So at the result is that I call myself that and even when I was active in any social activities, especially with Shafiq, with Shafiq, we together established ICIP, International Center for Islam Pluralism. So my Muhammadiyah declining. Then on Nahdlatul Ulama rising because I'm committed to developing pesantren under, of course, with Shafiq and then along with any other member of ICIP. So when I visited pesantren, because I was trusted by Gus Dur to edit this book, so it is very, very interesting. Why? Because whenever I visited pesantren, many kiai kiss my hand, which is unusual for Muhammadiyah, because I am Muhammadiyah never ever committed to that kind of the tradition. But it is good because this is respect to me. So my Muhammadiyah friends complain me, Pak Syafii now is becoming Munu Muhammadiyah NU. Munu. So they criticize me because of, and then of course with Shafiq, I learned from Shafiq a lot about pesantren because I never studied in pesantren. So Shafiq is very, very expert in pesantren. So we together established ICIP. And that's my relationship with Gus Dur. And last but not least is that Buya Syafii Maarif. I call him Bang Syafii. We have the same name, although my name is Syafii, but I am his junior in Muhammadiyah. But my relationship with Buya Syafii is also unique because it was Buya Syafii Maarif who guided me related to a perspective about especially in terms of conceptual framework related to the relationship between religion and state. And then what I learned from him is that he's committed to the idea about this de-formalization of Sharia. De-formalization of Sharia. Okay, this is my brief experience with those three noted Muslim intellectuals. The second point is that that I would like to share with you all is that in my book, in my article, I divided the three perspective, the two perspectives related to political Islam. The first is that what I call as a legal exclusive Sharia-oriented, minded for Muslim community, which is mostly committed to the idea of formalization of Sharia. In this regard, I would like to strengthen here that those three intellectuals, Cak Nur, Gus Dur, and Shafi'i Maarif, if you study it a lot about their opinion, it's quite clear that the three of them is very committed to the idea of de-formalization of strict, legal, and exclusive Sharia. This is Cak Nur, Gus Dur, and Buya Syafii Maarif. Buya Syafii Maarif especially criticize the idea of Piagam Jakarta, whatever. And it is interesting that the people such as Buya Syafii Maarif, his role intellectual model is not Pak Natsir, not Muhammad Rum or any other Masui. Despite the fact that Syafii Maarif was born in a Masumi family, Syafii Maarif is committed or having a role model as Bung Hatta, our founding fathers. And that's the idea of Syafii Maarif is very important because until at the end of his life, is that he's very committed to the idea of deformalization of Sharia. We totally disagree with the idea of Islamic State. Because according to Buya Syafii Maarif, learning from Pakistan, learning from any other countries, those who are committed to Sharia, especially strict, legal, and exclusive Sharia, fail. This is the warning of Syafii Maarif in order not to follow the idea related to Sharia minded, especially strict, legal, and exclusive Sharia. This is Buya Syafii Maarif. And then the two is that, the two second perspective, what I call as a substantive, and inclusive Islamic perspective. It means that in this regard, rejecting the idea of Islamic State, and then, of course, promoting the so-called inclusive Islam, tolerant Islam, moderate Islam. That's the three of our role model for Muslim, noted Muslim intellectual, Cak Nur, Gus Dur, and Syafii Maarif committed to inclusive, and then say substantive, in which very committed to tolerant pluralism, etc. If we something like flashback related to the idea of say Islamic state in any other legal perspective of legal exclusive Islam, it was quite clear that those three intellectual committed to inclusive Islam. That's why they committed to pluralism, especially Cak Nur. There is a transition process, transformation process that from the idea of the renewal of Islamic in 1970s, when Cak Nur declared pembaruan pemikiran Islam, the Islamic renewal of Islamic thought, and then when after finishing his study at Chicago University, Cak Nur is committed to the idea of pluralism. So this is the uniqueness, and then of course make significant contribution to the third part of my presentation is that giving significant contribution, especially just to give you an example, Cak Nur, for instance, you still remember the idea of Cak Nur in 1970s, Islam yes, Partai Islam no. Islam yes, Partai Islam no, which is gives significant impact to the idea that Islam in Indonesia should be more inclusive, meaning then accepting any idea and then joining party, but not necessarily to be member of Islamic parties, but all parties, as long as committed to, according to Cak Nur, is that idea of maqasid Sharia, the idea of the principle of Sharia, which is inclusive Islam, not necessarily to be member of Islamic party. Interestingly, Cak Nur is that despite the fact that he totally disagree with Islamic State in 1977, Cak Nur campaign for PPP, Partai Persatuan Pembangunan, United Party Indonesia, and then declare that it is important to support the marginalization policy done by the new order regime, and then of course in this regard Cak Nur to a certain level to be blamed of this inconsistent. But I would suggest this is a good perspective which gives significant impact to the idea that not necessary to become member of Islamic political parties, but all institutions. That's why in this regard many Muslim activists and many young generation also becoming member of Golkar, PDI, etc. This is something like opening the Pandora box of say who's minded. That my concern. And then for Gus Dur, everyone know about this, about Gus Dur is is very committed to pluralism. But the difference between Gus Dur and Cak Nur, in my opinion, my subjective opinion is that Gus Dur is more say what I call, although his thinking, his article is good, but in terms of pluralism, more practical. So he dare to argue, and then he campaign for protecting minority Muslim, and then engage with many non-Muslim activities. It is a bit different with Cak Nur. Cak Nur more related to political thinking and religious and political thinking, but Gus Dur practical in this regard. Buya Syafii Maarif, I don't know, in the middle most probably. But in fact, is that Buya Syafii Maarif, as far as I know, he was also member of Jamiatul Muslimin from PDI. So this is broad-minded perspective of the three intellectual. That's my concern about the three of them, and then of course we can discuss later on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mas Syafii.
That people could really access the president and could pay critiques, because Gus Dur has been smartly and playfully play his card. Suharto government, for the whole of the New Order government, they are afraid of Nadatul Ulama.